Let's start our little mobility cool down with some cat-cows. You want to inhale to bring your nose and tail up, and then exhale to drop your chin and pick your belly up away from your mat. Don't be afraid to modify this move by adding extra padding or props for under your knees or under your hands. Cat-cows can be a great way to focus on your breath, so if that means you need to go a little bit slower or faster than I'm moving here, so be it. Now we'll transition into some hip circles. So you're going to send your right hip down and back towards your right heel, around towards your left, and then forward. So you're taking these big circles here. Yes, these hip circles are really good for your hips, but they are also good for your wrists. If you bring your shoulders far forward enough, you can get a little extra stretch for your hands and your wrists. Don't forget to switch sides, so make sure you go to the left as well. It may feel a little bit different than the first side, and that's totally fine. Take a breath as you come back through center, and we will start transitioning into puppy pose by walking your hands forward and dropping your chest and chin towards the mat while you keep your seat in the air. Puppy pose is really great but intense for opening up the back of your body and your shoulders, so if you're feeling some type of way or you can't breathe, go ahead and transition out of this and start adding props. Props you can consider would be some bolsters up underneath your chest or belly, or a block or a pillow under your chin so that you can get some more deep breaths in while you are in this pose. You can also completely opt out of this. We have some more shoulder openers to come. From your puppy pose, you can keep your props or ditch them to bring your toes together and knees apart and send your seat back into child's pose. I like to take my time and walk my hands over to one corner of my mat and take a few deep breaths before coming back through center and walking to the other side. To make your child's pose more comfortable and accessible, you can always use pillows, blankets, blocks, bolsters to prop up your chest, your belly, and also to put underneath your seat towards your feet to make that a little bit more comfortable. If it's available, come to a kneeling position here and lift your arms up above your head and then pull back behind you for these shoulder openers. This can be a great alternative to doing puppy pose, and you don't have to kneel. You can come all the way down to seated if you want. I just chose to kneel because it was the most convenient way for me to get there. When you're ready, gracefully transition into your long legs extended and come to a seated figure 4 with your foot on the inside of your thigh or your shin. You can lift your arm up for a little side bend variation here. This is really nice to stretch the side of your body and take a few deep breaths. Make sure to place your foot on the inside of your thigh or shin and not directly on your knee. We don't need to put any extra pressure on our knee today. While I am touching my foot, there is 0 extra credit for being able to touch your foot, so if it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. Rolling into one of my favorites, the seated second position stretch. Your toes should be facing up towards the sky. You can soften your knees a little bit or a lot of it depending on what feels good to you, and then walk your hands forward. I like to play with variations by walking my hands side to side. You could also grab a block here to place your hands on, or even a barbell if you have one, to roll your hands side to side and give yourself a little bit of variation. When you are ready, come back up and find a comfortable seated position to bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly and take some nice deep breaths. Try to relax your shoulders and your face and focus on your breathing here. Great job. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you later. Bye.